Okay, let's get started. Welcome back. This is a April Fool's. This is an April Fool's news and update. So it's gonna be a little awkward since we don't know what we're gonna talk about. Like, I know the news that we had between last Thursday and this weekend, and we're gonna cover that. But there's some other news. There we go. There's some other news that I don't think that we really can cover today because it's just a lot of jokes. For some people, one analyst, again quoting, one video game analyst today said they don't know what's real or what's not because every time they think they're going to cover something new for the gaming industry today, they found out that it was an April Fool's joke. So they don't really know what to cover. So that's interesting. Very interesting situation we're looking at. So we're just gonna do the best we can today. Tomorrow is a major red alert, and I want to get started with the Ubisoft stuff. Again, pictures speak louder than words, so we're gonna go and get that image up on screen. Now, me personally, I didn't fall into the hype. There was a moment right before the game launched when I was gonna fall into the hype. I think it was a day or two before the game launched that I felt myself slipping into the Assassin's Creed Shadow hype, and that I was going to make the purchase for the game. And I saw, again, shout out to Osmond Gold for being one of the more higher tier PC gamers that is currently like breaking away from the traditional PC games and playing so many different other games. Sometimes it's the first time, and other times he's dabbled in those games. Big shout out to him for playing Assassin's Creed Shadows early. Ubisoft did send it out to him. We also have some numbers as far as Ubisoft. We have a number floating around. Now, we don't know if this is one individual or all of the content creators combined, but it is said that they spent $2.2 million on content creators alone. Yes, I'm saying that. $2.2 million on content creators alone. That's how much Ubisoft has paid content creators, as you know, and I've tried to tell you guys, to falsely hype up the game, to advertise the game to weaker minds, people that can't think for themselves, people that need help understanding things, people that don't want to do research, people that don't have a high level of gaming intuition, and they just need someone to tell them what to buy next. So those high level content creators, in most cases, there were some mid-tier content creators that got the code, but most of the content creators were the high tier ones. Now, when you give a code out to a content creator, most likely you're not gonna get money from them. You give them the code, they do the marketing for you, or a portion of marketing for you, and then hopefully they do a good enough job for you to get a return in the way of the consumers that watch that content creator buy that product. And this can go for anything, whether it's video games, a shoe, a shirt, a fucking keychain. I've been approached multiple times by different companies to, promote certain things. It's just some stuff I will promote and some things I won't. Most of the stuff that they want me to promote, example, and this has actually happened, batteries for a gaming system, namely Xbox controllers. I don't have any gaming devices that use AA batteries, so I declined that one. One was multiple times, I don't know if it was the same company, but they wanted me to market the controller grips. Now I wouldn't mind doing that one, but then again, I am at that time by them given a script, how long the video should be, sometimes, not all the time, what I should say in said video, and how many videos or live stream I should post for that product to advertise it. Also making sure that I send that link of that video or that live stream to that company so they can see that I did the marketing for them. So my problem I've always had when you guys talk to me about me not knowing how the industry works, how marketing works, how content creators work. I know, very much so. I may not be on the top of the leaderboard of content creators, but I am right there. I know how this shit works. I get approached in the emails all the time, and I have been getting approached since I got to 10,000 subscribers. So for the last 2+ years, it's not a bad thing, if you want to do that. But I have a conscience, and if you want me to talk about your product and it's something I use, I'll have no problem. But if you want me to talk about a product that I don't use, and you're like, hey, you have to say this, you got to make sure it's positive, you can't be negative. Nah, I don't want that. That's not what I want. Some content creators, I would assume, Osmond Gold, whether he was given a script or not, he was not going to randomly hype the game up. There were some individuals that were a high-level individual I saw yesterday that was featured on Osmond Gold's latest live stream. He was really high level, and he stopped playing the game after he found out about the microtransactions in the Ubisoft store for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I mean, these are just certain things that, like myself, take you out of the game. It's like, I can't agree with that. You obviously put that in there for some obvious reason, and it takes people out of the game. This guy has hundreds of thousands, literally hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I think at the time he made that last live stream, he had like hundreds of people watching at that time, maybe more. I don't know. But long story short, he dropped the game after finding out about the store. He went to Rise of the Ronin, and then he proceeded through the rest of the games that were recently coming out. But that was his path. I can confirm that one or two other content creators that I know, they also left, Shadows and returned to or played Rise of the Ronin. There's not a single thing wrong with, like finding out, hey, maybe this is not a game for me. But you also have to understand, these content creators I'm talking about, these content creators were given a code for free. They didn't pay for it. So the impressions they leave on the viewer says a lot. And it's not convincing the viewer to spend $70. And we'll just stop at that point, and I'll go get these images up. Sorry for the noise. Let's see. So I already was very much aware of the Ubisoft financial problems and their stocks. I was aware of that information about days before the reviews came up. I think it was after that Sunday show, the week the Sunday going into the week that Assassin's Creed Shadows would come out, I had found out about their stocks not being good, stuff like that. I'm not well versed in that, so I'm not saying anything like that. Yeah, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not very well versed in that. I just know that we know up, we know down, right? We know high numbers, we know low numbers, right? If Truity wanted to dump a couple $100, or let's say every person watching this live stream wanted to dump a couple $100 into Ubisoft right now, so the PlayStation Legion of gamers could own Ubisoft, or a good portion of them, I believe we could own a good percentage of them, because they're not worth a lot right now. This is confirmed. This had happened, as you can see right here, March 31st, 2025 at 4:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is confirmed that they dropped right after they announced that they were going to allow Tencent to own about almost 30% of their new subsidiary, so that they could continue the ownership of the more how do I say this, the ones that make the most money: Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and I think it was like one other IP, right? So they wanted to own that stuff because it still makes a lot of money. Again, basically saying to the public, all the other IPs don't matter, and if there's other developers working on those other IPs, you might want to take the hint and get the fuck out of here, or start sending your resume around. A lot of developers were very worried after that announcement. A lot of people that kept telling me I was wrong, I don't see those guys a lot. I'm here, I'm ready to say I told you so, but if you want me to wait another month for more information, I could wait until then, and I could say I told you so in another month. If you want me to be nice enough, I can wait 2 months, and then I can say I told you so. But I feel like the people that have been watching me break this stuff down, you know I'm right. So again, we see, I'm gonna go over here. We can see right here at the tip top point, that probably was when Assassin's Creed came out. People were saying how good it was doing. Ubisoft was saying how many players they accumulated, and it didn't last very long, and then it dropped. That's what happened. Now, I have not done a Capcom screenshot of this. I will gladly do one, but people told me, JayTech, it's not fair to compare Ubisoft to Capcom. It's not fair to compare Monster Hunter Wilds to Assassin's Creed. And I say to them, why not? Ubisoft's been on top for a very long time. Assassin's Creed's been a high quality AAA game that you must have for a very long time. I don't see the point of not being able to compare the two. They're both video games, and they're both video game companies. The fact that one is doing better than the other right now, or vice versa, does not matter. It's a great measuring stick to let you guys know this person is not doing good, and they need to fix the shit. But also, those individuals, after having some sort of clarity, came to me behind the scenes and said they know that this game was never going to save Ubisoft. But that's the same. That's like admitting that you know the game was not that good, which is all I wanted people to admit. The way people were hyping the game up was as if it was going to solve all of Ubisoft's problems. That's what the game needed to do. A lot of other analysts have agreed with what I've been saying for a long time. If Assassin's Creed was able to get the sales of, let's say, Monster Hunter Wilds, which is what they've named, then this may have not happened so quickly. This could have been staved off at least until the early part of next year. But now, as you can see, that is not the case. It also means that a lot of shareholders were not tricked by the sarcastic strategy that Ubisoft put out there to make it seem like they were doing good, but they knew they weren't. Then they tried to get a leg up by going to do a deal with Tencent instead of talking to their shareholders, because they know their shareholders weren't going to believe them. So they went to Tencent. And this is what, as you can see, after they went to Tencent, which is after the game launched, it went down. You can clearly see the sharp rise of where Assassin's Creed launched, and you can see the fall right afterwards. In my area of expertise, we call that a financial failure. Look, I can't ask you guys to accept what I've been telling you guys the whole time, but this is what a financial failure looks like. It's not good. Now, that was only 1 month. This is over the span of 5 years. Again, the game needed to do Monster Hunter numbers. I said it needed to do Monster Hunter numbers. It didn't do Monster Hunter numbers. It got player count. That does not count as sales. I don't care what you tell me. But this is where Ubisoft stocks is now. Again, this is looking at it over 5 years. What we just did was just 1 month. 1 month, 5 years. Big difference. You can see the sharp decline after Assassin's Creed came out. And you can see it over there in the corner, but you can also see from 2020, from when Valhalla came out, how high it was. And then after Valhalla, how far it dropped. Because see, after the game came out, people found out it wasn't that good of a game. It's so good, but people do know it wasn't that good of a game. When the truth came out, the stocks dropped. And that is what happened. As you can see, just looking at this, the rise is when a game comes out. The fall is after people find out the truth. And it happened again with Assassin's Creed Shadows. No amount of bullying is going to stop me from telling the truth. And no amount of bullying is going to stop me from being right. The truth cannot be wrong. That's why it's called the truth. This is my last video covering Assassin's Creed. This is my last live stream. You're not going to see another short. I'm done. I'm going to be talking about this only one more time once they confirm what I've been telling you guys the whole time. How long does it take for someone that's been lying to you guys forever to tell the truth? Probably a long ass time. When they are ready to tell the truth, or when the truth finally comes out with more information that I've already been telling you guys, I'll be there to also say I told you so. You can clearly see they have not been doing good for a very, very long time. Whatever Assassin's Creed Shadows did, it didn't do a lot. Again, make sure that you focus on 2025. You see the little uptick, just small little tiny uptick. That was Assassin's Creed Shadows. Valhalla is over there in 2021. So when people say, oh, it's not that far behind Valhalla, it's bullshit. Complete bullshit. Again, Valhalla's in 2021. Assassin's Creed's over there in 2025. You can clearly see that Assassin's Creed Shadows did not do anything close to what Valhalla did. But they told you that with the player counts. IGN, GameSpot, all of the mainstream media in the gaming industry, they told you they was right behind Valhalla. But they never told you how far. Even some of their worst games didn't really tank Ubisoft. Again, this is a long time coming, but man, this is, ugh. You know, that is bad. That is bad. So my question still stands. Who should acquire Ubisoft? The reason why I'm asking the question is because anyone can. If gamers wanted to band together and save Ubisoft, we could do it. We could buy them out and make them change the way they develop games. But I think they're way too stubborn to ever do that. Even when their back is against the wall, like it is right now, the financial wall, they didn't want to change what they were doing with Assassin's Creed. Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. The consumers, as a whole, said we're tired of the social messaging in games, whether it's same-sex, whether it's representation, whatever it is. If it does not actually fit and it feels like it's forced, it's going to turn a lot of people off. Example, when you were a kid and your parent tried to act cool, you were embarrassed, right? You didn't want your parent to act like they were cool. It was embarrassing. You still love your parent, but you want them to kind of stop doing that. This is what Ubisoft has been doing with their games. We understand that you agree with, the LGBT and you sympathize with them and, you're not against them. That's cool. But to constantly, repeatedly add messaging from the LGBT in your video games, once your consumers repeatedly told you that they feel uncomfortable with you just constantly adding that in your games, and that if you do keep adding it, then we're not going to buy your stuff. And after you get those complaints from the customers, you still did it. You doubled down and you kept doing it. And you did it even more than you did when you first started. Again, it looks like they learned absolutely nothing from last year with Suicide Squad and Concord. They learned absolutely nothing. Not even when you're looking at Dragon Age the Veilguard. They learned nothing. You're never too big to fail if you keep forcing your will on your customers. Especially when the customers kept telling you to stop. We're not talking about the Ubisoft fanboys. We're not talking about Assassin's Creed fanboys. They don't matter. They're cool with anything. We're talking about the people that did not buy this game. And there was a lot of people that didn't. Again, you're never too big to fail. This is a great example for the rest of the gaming industry. If your customers tell you to stop putting shit in your games, listen. If the customer says put something in the game, listen. Fan service makes many companies millions of dollars each year just by doing fan service. It works. How you think WWE been going strong for so long? Eventually they learn. And they're like, hey, well, you like this wrestler? Oh, we're going to try to bring him back. And, oh, you want this match? Oh, we're going to try our best to give you this match. They're not always right, but, they listen. Most of the time. Ubisoft just didn't. You guys wanted a Black Flag too, but you got that Skull and Bones instead. You didn't want Skull and Bones. You wanted Black Flag too. They refused to listen to you. And they lost a shitload of money on Skull and Bones. I just want to get the correct number. Okay. How much did it cost Ubisoft to make Skull and Bones?
$650 to $850 million. According to 80 Level, Ubisoft reportedly spent $650 to $850 million on Skull and Bones.
I want y'all to understand that. They lost. Because this is how much they spent. But they also lost that money because they never made it back. $650 million to $850 million. Ubisoft didn't even listen to y'all once when they made that game because nobody wanted it. Again, let me repeat. Let me just ask Google again so you guys can hear. How much did it cost Ubisoft to make Skull and Bones?
$650 to $850 million. According to Reddit, Ubisoft reportedly spent $650 to $850 million on Skull and Bones, our Skull and Bones game.
They almost spent $1 billion on Skull and Bones. A game y'all didn't want. Y'all wanted Black Flag 2. Again, man, like, don't be mad at me. They kept making poor choices. I kept telling you, I told you so. I'm not the reason why they failed. Yeah, Monte White, what's going on, man? I agree. A lot of that type of stuff with the Rainbow Crew, and when it comes to video games, a lot of it over the last 5 to 6 years has felt very forced. It didn't feel natural. It didn't feel organic. I've watched TV shows. I've watched movies with, you know, gay or lesbian characters in it. I've been alive for a long time, so I've seen this stuff, but I've also seen where it took a turn and it was just kind of forced upon me. You know, I grew up watching WB. WB ended up turning into CW. You already know where I'm going with that. I watched Arrow, the Green Arrow show when it showed up on CW, and the Flash show when it showed up on the CW. I love both of those shows, but as seasons went on, they started adding themes that I was a little uncomfortable with, but I liked the show enough and I liked the characters enough that I kept watching until it got to a point that it was so unbearable that I had to stop watching. Do you understand how bad that is? A fan that loves those characters, you know, those comic book characters, has to stop watching the show because it's so unbearable. Because what the themes that they add in the show just does not make sense. It did nothing to progress the story of the characters having powers or anything. It just was like, it made a lot of stuff just made absolutely no sense, and it was so uncomfortable, especially when you know the history of these characters and you know they're not this way. So it's happened for a very long time that I've noticed, even before video games. It happened first in TV shows, and then next it was in movies, and then it got to video games. I think it being included in video games was the last straw for a lot of consumers, and they said enough was enough. I would call it the anti-woke movement, probably got its strongest, you know, appearance on the scene was last year. That's when people was like, yeah, these dudes ain't fucking with that shit no more. Like Suicide Squad, Concord, Dragon Age. Now you got Assassin's Creed. As big as Assassin's Creed is, come on, man. Let's be real. You're looking at the stats too. You're looking at the the stocks too. I'm not the only one looking at this. I got it on screen so y'all can see what I see. That shit didn't help them, man. People told them to stop. They added it anyway. It didn't help them. There was no non-binary warriors back in those times that had sex with a black samurai. It didn't happen. Why add it in the game anyway? And then you sit up there and you wonder why your stocks are tanking literally days after you announce that Tencent is going to bail you out. Why? Again, I asked this last week. Why would Tencent have to bail you out if the game helped your situation? Oh, you knew. When you were giving out player numbers, you knew that the game was not doing good. That's why you were giving out player numbers. Capcom's giving out sales numbers. Yeah, too many live service games. I'll say one thing. It was one live service game that cost them a lot of money. Like, again, let's look at what happened with Sony, and let's look at what happened with Ubisoft. So Sony looked like they lost about $400 million on Concord. Ubisoft looked like it lost anywhere, this is what we got from Google, anywhere between $650 million to $850 million. That's a lot more than Concord. We don't know how much Suicide Squad lost. I'll go look it up in a little bit. But we know it lost enough that all of WB felt it. They had to restructure that entire company. They had to cancel multiple movies, TV shows, DLC, games. They had to let go, lay off lay off developers, lay off directors. They had to do a lot of crazy shit. Now they're all banking on Superman, the new Superman movie, to save that company, to save WB. I remember they canceled that Multiverses game that I like. It didn't get canceled because a lot of people weren't on it. It got canceled because they lost so much money from Suicide Squad. They had to save money somewhere, and they had to trim anything and almost everything. Again, that's just WB. The thing with Ubisoft is, I'll let Google tell you, because maybe y'all don't trust me. How many employees does Ubisoft have? How many employees does Ubisoft have? Okay. Google is telling me that Ubisoft approximately has 19,000 employees. Now, why the fuck do they have 19,000 employees? So remember, between 2021 and 2025, they've been losing tons of money. Their games have not been selling, and they've been releasing games that customers don't align with. However, they still have a shitload of employees. And what the fuck are they doing? That's the crazy thing. 19,000 employees at Ubisoft. That's a huge number. They had 2 hours worth of credits. It is confirmed. I can confirm this. They had 2 hours worth of credits for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Maybe they do really have those 19,000 employees. But if you had 19,000 employees, that game should have been Game of the Year out the gate. Ignore the violence. Ignore the combat. Ignore the good graphics. That is a standard in next generation gaming. You're supposed to have that. You don't get brownie points for having that shit. That's like you getting brownie points for actually putting clothes on and going outside and doing your job. No. That's what you're supposed to do. In a video game in this generation, you're supposed to have good graphics. Combat is supposed to look good. If you have a mature rated game, you're supposed to see blood. You're supposed to have good animation on the finishing attacks. I'm not fucking fazed by that shit. Bro, I've been gaming for a long time, and y'all know I've been playing some of the best games and shit, even some of the worst games. I see that shit on a daily. That was not going to convince me. Story was going to convince me. Did they listen when people said, hey, don't add this in my games no more? No. When they add that type of stuff that people say don't add, it messes with the fundamentals of the storytelling. Because the things that they add don't make sense. And because they don't make sense, the story may lack in some areas. This has happened in multiple games over the last 5 years. So when certain customers are asking them, can you please stop adding this in my game? They want you to go all out on the story and make it make sense. Again, some people are easily entertained. Good graphics, action, violence, blood. That's all it takes for some people to say, hey, Game of the Year. But after that fades, you have to review the game as a gamer on the merits of story, engagement, character development, And when you sit down and think about that stuff, you're like, it wasn't that good. But some people are not going to admit that. They'll be like, well, it doesn't matter because look at the graphics and look at the combat. It's just 1/2 of the fucking game, man. That's just 1/2 of the game. So, 19,000 employees. Their stock is steadily dropping. Assassin's Creed Shadows did absolutely nothing to prevent them from their current course. I told you so doesn't even seem like it's something I should be saying. Lorenzo, yeah, I agree, man. I'm not a big fan of what James Gunn did with current Superman. After what we got with Henry Cavill, with the Superman outfit and how he was in that gym and he became Superman. He had the physique of what we want from a Superman, and then we get this new Superman and his suit is baggy. That's one of the things that just always rubbed me the wrong way. When we finally got to see him and he was sitting on a bed and the suit was literally falling off him. Then we saw the full trailer and the suit was still had creases and shit in it, wrinkles in it, sorry, because it doesn't fit perfectly. I was just really, really upset with that. Like, WB has been doing comic book movies and TV shows for a very long time. They have some really, really good outfits. And they have good source material from even what Marvel is doing with some of their outfits. The fact that Superman of all characters, you didn't go all out on making a better suit. You could have kept that new symbol if you want to keep the Kingdom Come symbol, which I love the Kingdom Come symbol. But it just didn't really, it doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me, man. I did not like it at all. Oh, somebody got shut down again. I think I might know who he's talking about. There was another massive layoff at Eidos. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Eidos got a massive layoff recently, and then Crystal Dynamics maybe a day or two ago, they also got a massive layoff. So again, a lot of developers that was making games for a lot of the woke stuff, they've under the guise of us just talking about games, playing new games, and just anticipating the new Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, these developers have been losing their jobs. I feel like social messaging in video games is not worth your career. If you know it can tank the entire company that you work for, that you depend on for your livelihood, why would you go with it? Politics aside, why would you do something that would not only make you lose your job, but have someone else you work with lose their job? Don't they have responsibilities? Don't they have a family? So you're telling the company head to add, let's say, woke messaging into a game, knowing what the outcome is. This is not like it's 2020. This is 2025. We have multiple examples that adding that stuff in your game will lead to your financial downfall. So if a developer, not the director, not the producer, not the studio head, we're talking about a developer, is complaining to HR that there's not enough representation, there's not enough LGBT representation, there's not enough race representation, and that you want the game primarily flooded with that, even if the gamers don't like it, knowing that other developers in your industry have done that and end up not having a job because of it, why would you sacrifice your own job and then ruin someone else's career to add that stuff in your game? Again, we're not talking about this from a stance of not knowing. We now know. We know as gamers, we know adding that to a game will lead to people being laid off, studios being closed, games being canceled. Like, this is, again, it's not like we don't know. We're all grown ass adults now. This is 5 years later. It's crazy, man. We talking about other adults. We consume their games. We got other grown ass adults plotting the downfall of a studio, trying to have their other co-workers lose their jobs and lose their livelihood for their families just so they can have some representation. It's not worth it. If you're not going to add it in there the right way and you're going to force it in there and it is a turn off to customers, come on, man. Like, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. Henry Cavill, Kingdom Come Superman suit. So let's talk about Kingdom Come. The Kingdom Come Superman suit symbol. It's not the first time I've seen it. I grew up reading this comic book. If you've ever heard of what is Borders Bookstore or Barnes and Nobles, if you ever was younger than you are right now, you went to the comic book section, you would see the Kingdom Come book by Alex Ross. He has one of the best paintings. It's on the left side, right? So that was the inspiration for one of the previous actors of Superman to reprise his role as Superman in the CW series, where he again lost Lois, and he had the Kingdom Come Superman symbol, which was a new, more futuristic or a Kryptonian style Superman logo that wasn't yellow in the back, but the background was black. And that was the first time I saw this logo. If you look the logo up, it's probably like over 20 years old. It might be a little bit over 20 years old. I got it. When did the Kingdom Come storyline come out?
1996. According to Wikipedia, Kingdom Come is a 4-issue comic book miniseries published in 1996 by DC Comics under their Elseworlds imprint.
Okay, so it's even older than that. It came out in 1996. The Kingdom Come storyline is very old, but very awesome, right? That's the first time you see that symbol. You don't normally see Superman with that symbol. If shit's not really going down, you don't see it. Now, what they did do in DC Comics, for some reason, I don't know. I don't read the new comics. They brought that symbol back, but it's not black background. It has a yellow background. But if you're a comic book fan like myself and you grew up knowing that symbol, you know what that symbol means. That's older. It's a symbol that only the older Superman used to wear. From the Kingdom Come storyline, which is a legendary storyline. Again, in the CW series, they brought back I forgot the guy's name, but he played Superman in Superman Returns. Wasn't the best Superman movie, but it was still had some really good parts. So they brought him back. They put him in a different alternate timeline where he had the Kingdom Come suit, and he was obviously a little bit older, obviously. But he looked great. They made the suit work. It looked great. This wasn't that many years ago. They say 5 years ago, so maybe a little bit longer than that. It's about roughly 5 or more years ago. And yeah, it was on CW, and that's when I saw it. So will they eventually go with the Kingdom Come storyline? It doesn't really matter. I just think that if James Gunn is doing Superman, you should stay on the source material. And most of the time, Superman doesn't have a lot of padding. As you can see, his outfit looks as though it's just tights, and because he is Superman, his muscles shine through, and that is how you portray Superman. There was a lot of different designs on the Henry Cavill Superman Superman suit. Yeah, there was a lot of different like designs on the Henry Cavill Superman suit, but at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't a thick layer of padding. what you saw was what you got. Like, that dude was jacked, man. I don't like this suit. It looks very cartoony. Which, again, we're talking about a comic book character, so maybe. But we got padding. Whether we're talking about muscle padding, I don't think so. But there's padding on it, but it's not muscle pads. It's like armor enforcement pads. And I'm like, why does he need that? This is Superman we're talking about. The symbol, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's all going along with give the fans what they want and they will give you their money. And that's what these companies want. They want our money. So why are they making it so difficult to get our money? All they have to do is just do what we tell them to do. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, it's crazy.
This is probably going to be controversial, but here are my top 5. It would be a lot higher if it just had a little bit brighter colors to it. It's so grim and morbid. That just doesn't...
I know this guy doesn't know shit. He looks like he's younger than me by multiple times, so he doesn't know shit. After years of having like a comic book accurate brightness, I think it was okay that the suit was darker. It was blue, it was red, it had yellow. I think it was perfectly alright for that universe and for what Zack Snyder was doing. They eventually did brighten up the suit. And the Justice League movie and also when he made his guest appearance on the Black Adam movie at the end. It was classic blue and very bright red. But yeah, man, and then I think he made an appearance also in the first Shazam movie. So I don't understand the complaints.
At number 4, I know we never officially saw it, but Nicolas Cage's suit.
Yeah, he's a douche. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's talking about the Nicolas Cage CGI suit from The Flash, where the CGI was one of the worst CGIs I've ever seen. Sorry. And I love The Flash, but wow. I mean, I took myself to that movie because I love that character so much, and they fucked that shit up. It's not just the actor and what he was dealing with all of the bullshit he was dealing with. It was just the overall movie sucked as well. And I don't know. I just went there because I needed to see how bad it was before someone else told me. I was like, I need to see that shit. But I will say, like, you know, you got Henry Cavill, his suit, you know, they kind of illustrated it, like, to show the muscles, but he had muscles underneath, so it didn't really matter. It was a tight-fitting suit. But then you have suits like Supergirl, her first suit in the series, and then the nano suit had a lot of padding. You know, like, I don't know what it was with them doing padding. Ben Affleck, he had one of the best comic book accurate Batman suits, the gray and black with the yellow belt, or you can call it a dingy gold belt. But it was so comic book accurate, and that's why I love Batman v Superman. It may have not had the best story, but man, the comic book accuracy of the suits and the characters, you know, the few parts that we saw the true Batman, man, it was perfect. But yeah, that new suit with the new Superman, it sucks. Like, it sucks complete fucking ass.
Now, I get.
You know, zoom in, get over this dude's forehead. That shit sucks. Like, I've seen better cosplayers than that. Monte White, sadly, I gotta say this to you, buddy. It don't look like that shit getting edited. I mean, the movie coming out very soon, and James Gunn is very stubborn. You know, I mean, the story may be good, but that suit is getting altered in the next version that you see of Superman. Like look at how he's a little slouched over, right? He's not standing up straight, but look how he's slouched over, and look at all of the wrinkles in the suit. This suit does not fit at all. Look at the trunks. Like, what is it? They brought back the what is it? The underwear, and how loose fitting it is. It's almost like that suit wasn't even made for him. You know? I don't understand it. I don't know how they came across it. I don't know why they made it that way. The symbol doesn't really bother me that much. You know, I like the Henry Cavill symbol because it's like the classic Superman, but with a little bit of style to it, but not too much that it's unfamiliar. The new Superman symbol is not unfamiliar to me and a lot of hardcore fans. That we just reviewed that with the Kingdom Come storyline, but a lot of people didn't grow up knowing anything about the Kingdom Come storyline. It is not a widely known storyline, you know. So a lot of people are like, I don't like that symbol either. So a lot of people not gonna like the symbol or recognize the symbol, and they definitely not gonna like the bagginess. If I'm understanding this right, the bagginess of the suit, and there's too many fucking lines. They're taking us back to when DC Comics they rebooted all, like, the DC Comics series superheroes, and they basically just, what was it? It was the New 52. It was the New 52, and they put lines on all the characters, and that's how they redesigned them. They just put multiple lines, and that's what the new Superman suit looks like. It's just so many fucking lines. For what reason, I don't know. Again, the lines, the bagginess, the symbol, not good. The actor may be good. You know, I don't think I have a problem with the actor, but it's the suit. The suit sucks. I don't like that they have that little, almost like a turtleneck thing where the suit comes up on his neck. Most of the best Supermans, the suit stops around his collarbone. It doesn't go to his neck. It stops to, like, around his collarbone, like Henry's does. It's like a dip right there. But his is, oh my god, I don't like that shit. Yeah, the Speedos over the fucking jeans, and that shit baggy as shit too, bro. I don't like that shit. Yeah, and then DC canceled that, and they canceled this other secret Justice League movie back in the day. DC ain't as good as Marvel when it comes to, like, doing the movies. Although they have some really great movies from our past, but I mean, they be fucking up, bro. They be fucking up in ways they shouldn't be fucking up. It's real easy, bro. And that's all we're saying, is stick to the source material. I've been looking at some older videos of Assassin's Creed stories from the past games and how good the acting was and everything. And it's just like, man, things don't have to be that bad. Like, people purposely make shit bad, and I don't know why. And I'm not smart enough to understand why things are bad right now. It's like people are going out of their way to make shit shittier. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, I want to get a little bit back to, what's that? Yeah, I see Osmond Gold covered the Ubisoft stuff 10 hours ago. He looked at the, let me see, he looked at the sales. He says, why are positive reviews not helping? See, this is the thing. If you made your decision not to buy Assassin's Creed, you can tell the difference between a fake person and a real person. Let's say you got a lot of positive reviews. It's 2025. We know that most people, they get a lot of positive reviews where you know they shouldn't. Some of those reviews could be botted. Now, as an open-minded consumer like myself, when you start to see botted reviews, you start to ask yourself a question. Why would a company go out of their way to bot reviews? Ubisoft pays $2 million content creators. Nope. Ubisoft pays $2 million to content creators. See, I say dollars, but they don't say anything like that. So I'm gonna have to just type it out. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. This happened before when I said Grand Theft Auto 6 and they kept putting Grand Theft Auto 5. No. I said $2 million. There we go. This is okay. It did pop up. Okay, cool.
For the first time, two iconic brands are united in overcoming pain. Motion targets pain. Tylenol.
The shills out there to pretend. Basically parroting exactly. Forge co-founder.
Okay, so here we go. Now I want everybody to understand this information has been confirmed. The game is out. It did what it did. They don't like a lot of this stuff. They're not going to go out of their way to try to hide anymore. But I've been telling you guys for a very long time, there's certain high level content creators, I don't want to name names, that you can't really trust. They don't really like gaming. Okay, I'm back. One second. Okay, so I'm back. Now, I want to say one thing. We don't really know who Ubisoft was like paying the $2.1 million. I said 2.2, but it says 2.1. Doesn't really matter. But they were paying the money to influencers / content creators to make the game look better. So this is what it says. Ubisoft spent $2.1 million on influencers, according to the Stream Forge co-founder Nick Lombardi. $2.1 million includes brand collaborations, Red Bull parkour stunt. Oh, I remember that one. Twitch drops, Lo-Fi Music Girl. Yeah, that makes sense. Giving free codes to streamers. Oh yeah, that was included. I did say that. And creator sponsorships. Yep, that makes sense. So they spend a lot of money. That's a lot of money on content creators. They spend a shitload of money to make lower level gamers that are not content creators believe that the game was better than it was. It's a very deceptive strategy that a lot of game developers use, but they don't use as much as Ubisoft did when it came to Assassin's Creed Shadows. And again, I'm really happy that this information is coming out, because again, I can tell you I told you so, and you can't say shit about it, because we now have all this information in front of us. So I'll keep this info right here where you can see it, as long as it takes you to understand that this isn't good. Are you going to trust somebody, again, like me? I'm not getting paid by Sony. I'm not getting paid by anybody. I speak from the heart. I speak from experience. Or you gotta trust someone that doesn't like video games. They use content creating as a job. They don't really give a fuck about gaming, and they take payment from other companies to make a specific game look good, so that they can trick you into buying the game. Now they know the game's not good. They didn't go out and pre-order the game. No. They weren't going to touch the game. But if the company comes through with a free code, they're like, okay, I'll play it, because I have to. I can cover it, get ad revenue from it. But they weren't going to buy the game. If I say a game's a day one, and I picked that game up day one, no one else helped me buy that game. I had to buy that shit by myself. I'm not getting a free code. I can't tell you the last time I got a code. I think the last time I got a free code was from an indie developer. I covered the game. I did a review. That's it. I didn't need to do the review, but you know, it is what it is. But this right here, I remember the Red Bull parkour stunt advertisement. I did see that. I would have figured that Twitch drops were a part of it, but depending on how many, that's probably why they paid so much. Lo-Fi Music Girl, I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing that that's a content creator associated with Twitch, giving free codes away to streamers and creator sponsorships. That's basically 2-in-1 thing. I already know a lot of content creators confirmed that they got codes, like high level ones. Like it's a sickening thing. It's crazy, man. I want to read the comments. Like, this is wild, man. This is just really wild. Ice Queen Gaming, what's going on? Mass Produce, Lorenzo Carlson, Verge Brizzle. How you guys doing? Monte White, got you in the chat as well. Harlem PS Gamer. Who else is up here? Gamer Goon, what's going on? We got a good amount of members in the chat today. Spartan, what the fuck? Damn, Spartan was up in this bitch. Spartan, I'm in the chat if you want to jump by. He said the stock fell 19%. That's insane. Yeah, it did, man. And it's probably going to drop even more. Now that people know that it dropped the first time, they're going to start pulling out now. The game needed to save Ubisoft. I said it when people were hyping the game up with fake numbers and shit like, oh, it did 2 million players in 2 days. That ain't shit. That's not sales, bro. And then looking at all the money that they had to spend on marketing, let alone the additional money of $2.1 million they had to spend on influencers. That's a crazy fucking thing, bro. People went out to buy Monster Hunter because everybody and their mother was playing it. They went out and buy it. It doesn't mean that Capcom didn't give out codes, but they didn't need to give out a lot. It was a hot ass game and everybody wanted to buy it. Everybody wanted to play it. They got 3 chances to play a beta. There was nothing for them to hide. Even if they had bad performance on PC, that was their fault, not Capcom. If you had a powerful enough PC, you didn't have any performance problems. If you had a PS5 or a PS5 Pro, you didn't have any performance problems. Shit, even if you had an Xbox Series X, not the S, you didn't have any performance problems. So there was nothing to hide. After 3 betas, people looked at that as gamers. They were like, shit, these these people are honest enough to allow us to play their game ahead of time, make a character as well. They have nothing to hide. I'm cool with this. Let me go buy this game. Ubisoft, very deceptive, where it's hiding gameplay behind certain content creators, delayed multiple media events, you know, obviously to get away from Monster Hunter Shadow as well. But still, you know, finding out this, sorry, I didn't find this shit out. I've been knew this. I'm glad we got a number though. It's pretty obvious. You can tell when somebody's getting paid to like shove something in your fucking face. Their acting sucks. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how long they've been doing it. I know you guys seen those commercials of those fake game commercials. Let's go take a look at one of them. And their acting is atrocious. Damn, $2.1 million on content creators. Fake game. There, right there. I know y'all seen this ad right here. Y'all saw this fake gaming ad where the player is moving side to side and he's shooting barrels and shit. And it's always some generic content creator you never fucking heard of. There it is right here.
These fake ads. Seriously.
I was going to grab a drink and the only thing left was this. Topper ads are fake. Guys, this is not true. I'm playing Topper right now and it is real.
These fake ads.
Like it's really funny because, you know, I think they think we're stupid. You know, like it's a really funny thing when they think that they can give a content creator a certain amount of money or favors or a review code, and then they could put out this content that tricks you into buying a game that they didn't even want to buy. Like, they must think you're stupid. I mean, I don't fall for that shit anymore. I can't tell you last time I did. I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time, so I can recognize when someone else is doing some of the stuff that I'm doing, like they're gaming and they do YouTube and stuff. I can also recognize a content creator and actors. Like, again, same shit, man. Same shit. It's just, man, you just can't make that shit up, bro. Like, $2.1 million to influencers to make your game look better than it is. And I kept telling people, hey, y'all should wait till this info come out. I'm gonna have to tell you I told you so. So everybody that got a free code that advertised Assassin's Creed can no longer be used as a source when you say that so-and-so said the game was good. No, so-and-so was given a free copy. His opinion doesn't matter. The opinion should only matter from gamers that went out and brought the game on their own free will. Those are the people you should be listening to. Not people getting free codes or getting paid to play a game. You gotta love it, man. Lorenzo Carson, you said you hate those ads. I hate those fucking ads too, bro. Bro, that's what I'm saying. I have shit in my email, in my business email, stuff like that. And that is the type of stuff they want you to do. They're like, hey, a cell phone company, want you to play it. We want you to make like a minute ad, blah, blah, blah. Just say this and do this. And I'm like, pass. Money is money, but shit. You think I'm going to be plastered around social media with fake ads, with fake acting? Come on, man. Fuck that shit. Oh, the pollen. Oh shit. Like Jumanji out there. Yeah, I don't the content creators getting people to buy a game that they didn't want to buy it's a flex in their book, but on the outside looking in, it's pretty fucked up, man. I've seen Doom: The Dark Ages hands-on by, again, content creators and journalists. I want to wait until real gamers play the game, and then I'll make my decision. It's probably going to get picked up, but not day one. We'll just take a look.
No one ever says how much they love Tuesdays. Well, at Outback, we do. Introducing Tuesday Tales at Outback. Every Tuesday, enjoy mouthwatering steamed lobster tail with a juicy sirloin steak.
Gonna turn that TV down.
Outback Steakhouse.
Google still tracks you in incognito mode. Use DuckDuckGo, a real private browser. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google.
Always very proud to be shouting. Perfect in every way, from gameplay
so
to soundtrack.
one
to
of the
visuals
things
to
I'm
storytelling
noticing
and
from the
beyond.
Doom
Flawless video game, 11 out of 10.
footage is
Then
that
along comes
there
Doom Eternal, and on the
is
surface, it looks
like a
Doom
haziness
2016, only, you know,
to the
better.
footage.
I mean, it had a grapple. It
I
was
don't
faster,
know
it
what
had
that
more weapons,
is.
More story. It had everything that 2016 had,
so
plus some new stuff. So
I've
obviously,
been
it was
playing
better,
games
right?
for a long time. I
Really,
have
it was
Doom
more about
Eternal,
those two
played
games
that.
being
I've
really
Doom 2016,
different.
played
Some
that,
people,
and I've
like
never
myself,
seen
didn't really like
this
the
type
focus
of
on weapon
haziness
swapping and the Marauder
or
and
like
more overt
fuzziness.
storytelling. Others thought that all of these
I don't
things
know
were
if
straight
film
upgrades,
grain is
and the more
on.
demanding combat loop of Eternal was the
So
best
maybe
loop
that
of
might
the
be
video.
it,
I
or
think
some
these
other
two
things that
perspectives
we
kind of
normally
warred
turn
with
off.
one another for a time before
So
everyone
I'm
eventually
not
realized
aware
that it
if
wasn't
any of
about
that
one
is
being
turned
better
on
than the
in
other.
any of
It
these
was about
videos, but
personal
this is the
preference.
5th
And some people
video
just preferred
uh,
2016 or
from a
Eternal
content
for
creator,
perfectly legitimate
sorry,
reasons, and that was fine.
a journalist
I provide all this context as a lead
that was
into this
flown
preview
out
because,
or
my
Syndicate
God,
or
is
whatever to
Doom:
play
The Dark Ages a very
play this for,
different
you know,
Doom.
content
This thing
reasons.
is nothing like 2016, and it is nothing
It looks
like
cool
Eternal. Those
because
games
it's
had
Doom.
subtle
Doom's never
mechanical
gonna
and
look
storytelling
bad,
differences, which
but
translated into very big differences in
the
overall
clarity
feel.
is a
Doom: The
little
Dark
off,
Ages,
and I don't
however,
think
there
that's
is
the game. I
nothing
just
subtle
think
about
that's
these changes, man.
whatever the
Like,
settings are, the
minute you
default
learn into this,
settings
you're
that
like,
they had
they
them
were
playing.
obviously shooting for a very
So,
different target with this one. But I do
I
come back to
believe
what we
it-
all
it's
learned
not
with
a
Doom
problem.
Eternal's release, and that is
But
its software
I am
do
noticing
hit
it.
an extraordinarily high quality excellence bar.
And it does seem like it's a
undeniable.
video that
Because when it
was
comes to
like,
how much Dark Ages clicks
I don't know
with
how
you,
to explain
again,
this.
it's
This is
based
video
on
like
personal
copied 2 times.
preference. Except for
You
maybe
know,
the dragon stuff,
it's
but
just
like I
not.
said,
It's not like a
so-
direct
But
feed.
now let me clarify what I experienced
You know,
in this preview.
Doom-
It was about
we
3
know
or
how
4
good
hours
Doom
playing
looks.
on PC.
You know, it's
It
a
was on an
first-person
RTX
shooter. We know how
5080
good it
running
looks,
at
right?
4K DLSS
But
set
there's something-
quality.
there's
Some of the
something
footage
little,
you're
like-
seeing here is mine, and some of
There's
it
some
is
clarity
provided
that's gone.
B-roll.
Like,
I
not
was
this
playing
part.
on the hard
That part right
difficulty,
there,
so
you just
one
saw.
step above
That part
normal,
looks really,
and there
really
were 2 additional
smooth and clear.
difficulties above
It
that.
was the
They sort of
part,
had
the
like a
introduction
limited
part
life
was
system that
just.
I didn't want to
It
test
was
out
like
very
some of the
much.
other
I played
footage I
through
saw.
4 missions, including the first
This one's a
mission
little
of the game,
bit
then
good,
another
but then-
linear mission, then I
then
played
not.
through a
This one's really
dragon
good.
mission, and finally I finished up
Almost
one
like
of the
felt
game's
like direct
semi-open
feed. This
world
one not.
levels where I could freely
You know,
explore a big
but it's
map
just
full of
something I'm
objectives
seeing. It
and
maybe
secrets.
you
I've
guys are
also
not
flagged
seeing,
at
but
the start
I'm
I was
seeing
playing
it. It's
on
a
had
little like
huge amount of
haziness,
input lag. I don't know
fuzziness.
why that was, but it definitely made
Yeah,
this
I
game
think
feel
it's film
harder,
grade.
So I apologize if some of the footage
I think
you're
it's
seeing
film
is a bit
grade.
potato Amy. Finally, Bethesda imposed a 15-minute limit.
So
on
I know it
new
looks way
gameplay
better than
footage for this preview. So I've spliced in some
especially if
reveal
they're
trailer
playing
and
this
some
on
gameplay showcase
PC,
footage as
which
well
I
to
do
make sure
believe
I
they're
adhere to
playing
that
it on
limitation while
PC.
still being able to
I'm
sell
not
everything
seeing any
else.
button
But they
prompts,
started with a short
but
video where the
I
game's director,
believe that
Hugo
they
Martin,
want
outlined
the
three
best
pillars on which
visual
Dark Ages
version
is
of the
built.
game
They are, in no
playable.
particular order, classically
And
inspired
when it
Doom
comes to
combat,
Doom, I think the
storytelling,
best
and expanded
place to
worlds
play
and
it is on a
exploration.
high-powered,
So, let's talk about them.
high-end
By now, you may
PC.
have already seen some
right?
Dark Ages gameplay, and it's
Now,
clearly
PlayStation
not
5
Doom
Pro,
Eternal. That game was defined by its speed,
we don't
its
know
physicality, its
what
weapon
it's going to
swapping.
look like,
Its
how it's
software
going to
had actually been
play,
inspired by seeing someone play
and we
Doom
don't know
2016
if
as a sort of a
Microsoft's
Devil May
going
Cry
to
action
allow
game, and so they built Eternal around that vision.
its software
Doom: The Dark Ages is
to
inspired by something
do
else
any type of
entirely, and that
promotions with the
something else is
PS5 Pro,
the original Doom.
so that
That
people
was a game
that have a
was about
PlayStation
strafing
5
left
Pro
and
feel
right
comfortable
to not
enough to
only
buy this
position
game.
yourself, but also dodge slow-moving
Because one of
projectiles coming at you.
the things
In the
about
same
PS5
preview
Pro
video,
that we got it
Martin
for
described OG Doom
was
as a sort of 3D bullet hell,
it's
and said one of the goals
better
of
than the
Dark Ages was to
PS5,
recreate that
and
feeling.
it's going to help
And I would say that
developers
term 3D bullet hell
see
is
their
actually
true
the
vision
rock
on
which this
consoles,
game's core gameplay
right?
is
Just
built.
on consoles.
It
Like
has
that.
many,
It's one of the
many
best,
mechanics operating at any
most
one time,
powerful
the most
consoles right
central
now on the
mechanic you'll
market.
come back to time
And
again
developers
is
that may have
dodging
had
orange
problems
projectiles and parrying
with their
green
games on
projectiles
consoles
to
in the
reflect them
past
back. Sometimes
should have
the
less
stuff you're dodging
problems
are simple, slow-moving
because the
projectiles that you can
PS5
just
Pro
jump
has
over
that
or
much more power for them to fuck around with.
Other times, you'll need to reflect
So
back,
I would definitely
scan
love
style
to see
attacks
this
that
game
demand precisely
running on a
timed button
PS5
presses
Pro.
like
I
when
would
you're
love
riding
them
the
to
dragon.
show us what what the Pro features are like. Phil Spencer has already confirmed
the green
that
attacks that you need to
Xbox
parry
is
will be
pretty
melee
much
attacks,
all
like
third
when you're
party,
piloting the
so I don't
giant
see
Pacific
a
Rim
problem
style
with that.
mech,
They
which is
can still
absolutely something
advertise
we
the
will
game
do
on
in Doom:
Game
The Dark
Pass if
Ages.
it makes them feel better. But as a consumer that owns a PS5 Pro,
But
I
most
want
often, you're
to
going to be dodging a mix
see
of
what this
orange
looks
and
like
green
on
projectiles,
PS5 Pro.
positioning yourself so that you
Now,
can reflect the green stuff back.
I
and
ran
do
Doom
some
Eternal
damage
on a
and set up for big
PS5
melee
Pro,
finishes.
and I believe I got 120
These
no
Scorpion enemies
dips,
here are the best example
but
of
I
this
have
whole
to go
bullet hell design
retest it.
philosophy. This dude is literally
But I
shooting
think
out
I got
walls of
120
projectiles
no
that you're
dips.
dancing between like near automata or some shit.
But I'll have to retest to make sure that there's no errors on my end.
So that's the foundation.
And
of
I
the
was
gameplay,
playing
I
in
would
the
say,
120
dodging
mode
and parrying projectiles.
with ray tracing.
3D bullet hell, absolutely. But that
And
really
VR,
is just
shit
the
like that.
foundation, and on top of that, it has laid a huge number of game systems that make your
So I think the
abilities and melee
PS5 Pro
attacks
can handle
as
it.
potent as your guns.
You know.
And I would say actually more potent, since your abilities often act as a key that unlocks the
This looks
ability to
good.
deal
This one
damage
looks
to an
more
enemy with
direct
a
feed.
weapon.
This
So if you
scene right
aren't
here looks more
mastering your
direct
abilities,
feed.
you will go
But there's
nowhere
still
fast.
some
The main two
inconsistency
abilities
in
are your
the
melee attacks
visual
and your shield.
quality,
So
and
don't
it's
think
not
of
the
your melee
game,
attacks
it's
as
the
just
video.
glory kills like in the previous games. These are actual
This is
melee
why a
attacks
lot of
powered
people
by
say that, just like a video doesn't do a game justice most of the time, and it is the case. One day ago, Ubisoft employees are furious over 10-cent sale after Assassin's Creed Shadows. That makes sense. Here's how much Ubisoft paid Hassan to stream Assassin's Creed. I don't know how much they paid that dude, but I hope it was. I mean, that was last week though, so I don't know. Yeah, so all the journalist people played Doom yesterday. Doesn't look like the content creators played it yet, so we don't know what's going on. Look like Alana Pierce made a video, although she normally supports those types of games with those type of messaging. So now, I mean, I guess the actual downfall of Assassin's Creed. It is the downfall of Assassin's Creed, but I don't think that Assassin's Creed fans understand how far it has fallen. You have to go back and play some of those. Oh, this is a great movie. I've been watching other people's impressions of some of the movies I grew up watching. It's actually pretty enjoyable. Oh, nope, not that one. And by the way, I do have, I subscribe to Nintendo's YouTube channel. I have their live stream ready. They're going live at 9 in the fucking morning. And if you know me, I've been getting up early because I have a 5 a.m. shift at my job. So quite possibly I'll be up early enough to beat them. But again, they're going live at 9 a.m. They're gonna, boy. It's not funny. Shout out to Kind of Funny Games. Now, I don't know if anybody in their staff watches any of the PlayStation Legion live streams. I don't know if any of their fans watch any of the PlayStation Legion live streams, but I already came up with a theory that it wouldn't be wise for Sony to bring out Ghost of Yotei if it can't have some distance between Grand Theft Auto 6. This is something I said first, way before they did this live stream. And I stand by that. So again, shout out to them for making a live stream focused on this, but I had already said this days before this live stream was made, and you guys know this. It wouldn't be wise. So Sony has to hurry up and make sure that Ghost of Yotei is ready. Now, me personally, I don't know if I can get this link up, but I'll try. Ghost of Yotei PlayStation page. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to oh shit. Let me go get the link and see if I can share this, but I don't think I can. But it's just an internet link to PlayStation's website, so I'm gonna be doing this on PlayStation, so they shouldn't have a problem. However, if they don't let me show it, I'll just take a screenshot and show you. There it is. Okay, I think they should let me show it. Right? Yes, they do. So, what I found very interesting about the Ghost of Yotei PlayStation page, as you can see, they have flowing leaves. This is nothing I'm doing. This is what's on the page. They have flowing leaves that are constantly flowing on the website. From my experience, when a developer adds this type of passion to their website, they are ready to reveal something. Again, we're getting closer to the middle of the year. We are in the 4th month of this year. The 6th month is the middle of this year. We have 2 more months until we're in the middle of this year. You have to start taking shit seriously if you're Sony or Nintendo. Which means Nintendo has to get down and ready to give us all the information they possibly can about the Nintendo Switch 2. And although they know this information and we don't, it would help that system out a lot if Grand Theft Auto 6 was ready to be in a playable state on the Nintendo Switch 2 day one. I don't think that's going to be the case. When it comes to Sony, they have to make sure that Ghost of Yotei is nowhere near Grand Theft Auto. I also want to say this game needs to be nowhere near or come out after an initial Grand Theft Auto 6 release date, or when Rockstar opens the pre-orders for Grand Theft Auto 6. Those two events could make people forget that this game exists. We've been here before. You've watched this channel for years. You guys know I analyze delays and events like what happened with Elden Ring versus Horizon Forbidden West. It's not a good look. See, that was just 2 games that launched in the same month. We're talking about the biggest game in the gaming industry this generation. The pre-orders going live would have people going crazy. Not even that, the release date would have people going crazy. And when we're talking about casual gamers, they would definitely forget about this. Also, this game is coming out after this game is coming after Assassin's Creed Shadows. Some casual gamers may feel that they've had enough of a female samurai or a female ninja type. They might be like, well, I've already played Assassin's Creed Shadows. I had enough. This game, and then it has to follow in the footstep of the first game, which was Ghost of Tsushima. So there's a lot riding on this game. I think that if I trust anybody to do a game like this, it has to be Sucker Punch. However, they don't have a lot of time to get gameplay out in front of people, release the release date, start the promotion before a release date or the pre-orders are open for Grand Theft Auto 6. They are racing against the clock. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is that they are, from just looking at the page, it looks like they're ready. I wanted to do a YouTube short, and I still may do it, but we're going to do this live, and we're going to review the website together. If you guys have any questions, you guys know how to get in contact with me. You want to send a small super chat, you can. Other than that, I'll go through the chat when I can. But let's go over the initial website. So the way it looks right here on the internet browser from a PlayStation 5, you have Ghost of Yotei. It says Sony Interactive Entertainment 2025 announced, and you can add it to your wish list. It says releases on 2025, right? So they're ready to give out the rest of the information, but not quite. This is the promotional work, and then they have a dynamic leaves flowing through that constantly flows through. They have all of the images, and I think all of these are images that we had seen in the initial trailer. So it doesn't seem to be anything that we haven't seen, if I'm not mistaken, because I just watched the trailer again. You scroll down, and you have the new character looking up with her mask on and her hat on. They have a lot of information here. This takes place in 1603. Her name is Atsu. It says in 1603, Atsu sets out on a journey in the lands surrounding Mount Yotei, in an area filled with sprawling grasslands, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. Ghost of Yotei comes to the PlayStation 5 consoles in 2025. It says the legend continues. Lone Wolf, the legend continues. 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima, a new warrior, Atsu, rises from the ashes of her homestead. Filled with fury and determination, Atsu will hunt down those responsible for the death of her family and exact her revenge. Every odd job and bounty will provide the coin she needs for her journey. But how she fights, survives, and evolves the legend of the ghost will be up to you. Where does Ghost of Yotei take place? People come north to disappear. Ghost of Yotei takes place in the land surrounding Mount Yotei, a towering peak at the edge of Japan's snowy northern region. In 1603, this area was outside the rule of Japan, a wild frontier filled with sprawling grasslands, icy tundras, and unexpected dangers, which we had read up above again. Where can I play Ghost of Yotei? Immerse yourself in the legend, featuring massive sightlands that lets you look far across the environment, skies, twinkling stars, and auroras, and vegetation that sway but believably in the wind. Ghost of Yotei has been built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5 consoles, with enhanced performance and visuals on the PS5 Pro. Alongside its stunning new setting, Ghost of Yotei also features new mechanics, gameplay improvements, and even new weapons for Atsu to master, including the Oda Chi, I can't pronounce the other shit, and the dual katanas. So it's a lot of information down here. This is the last part. I'm going to read this off. Who is developing Ghost of Yotei? It's built by one of the industry's best. Ghost of Yotei is being made by Sucker Punch Productions, a US-based team of developers that have been part of PlayStation since 2011, as well as creating the award-winning Ghost of Tsushima and its Iki Island expansion. They also made the Sly Cooper and Infamous series, and have been developing incredible games since 1997. So, again, they give you all the information. They also say, hey, if you want to prepare for Ghost of Yotei and you have not played Ghost of Tsushima, they kind of like at the bottom, they're like, hey, go play this game. And that's pretty much it. They gave a pretty damn good overview. I must have to say, like, it's a pretty damn good overview. I just need to see some gameplay. I need to see, a little bit of customization. In all honesty, in all respect to the actress that's portraying Atsu, I don't want to hear from her. I don't want her to mess this up for anybody that's planning on buying the game. I feel like after what happened with Snow White, that people that have strong political beliefs or social ideologies, they should not be allowed to talk if it does not financially benefit a multi-million-dollar project that could go up in flames if they say what's on their minds. So we have an example of that happening. We don't want that to happen anymore. Okay, so I hope she does a good job. I hope the voice acting is good. Character model looks all right. I don't have a problem with the character model, but her as a person, I think there's a lot of trouble that could be there. But from what I'm happy to announce, that the problem that would be there, Sony must have talked to her. They must have sent some people out to talk to her, to educate her on how they're going to do the press for this game, because she's been very, very quiet after the game got revealed. There was a good amount of initial hate for this game out the gates because of her. It kind of has softened down, and people have, in my personal opinion, forgot that she was attached to the project. We know how that's going to go. People dig shit up. But as of right now, I think it's doing very well. I think that they're going to, be able to show this off in a new light, and it should do very well. Again, it still has to live up to Ghost of Tsushima, right? And, it has to be different enough for the people that played Assassin's Creed Shadows to go out and buy another female-driven samurai era game. So, God knows, I hope I'm wrong on this. It may come out not too far from Grand Theft Auto 6, which I hope I'm wrong on that. It's all really going to depend on when they give us more info. So, let's say this week, starting tomorrow, it's pretty much over. Just give this whole week to Nintendo. Maybe next week, but no. Like if I'm Sony and you have a good relationship with Rockstar and you want to try your best to get this game out, then you should know when Grand Theft Auto is coming out, and you should bring this game out much earlier than Grand Theft Auto. You should have your release date available and pre-orders go up before Rockstar announces the release date and pre-orders for Grand Theft Auto 6. You don't want to be in the shadow of Grand Theft Auto 6 with this game. I know Sony spent a good amount of money on this, not as much as like a God of War Ragnarok or something like that, but I know that they spend a good amount of money on this. Now, I am not aware if this is the sequel or if this is a spin-off of Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not aware. I have some thoughts that maybe it is a spin-off, but the way that they showed it off, I thought that maybe it's a sequel. But again, I don't know. They never said it was a spin-off. So I'm assuming that it's a follow-up, it's a continuation. And then maybe every Ghost game is going to have a different character. And I think that's cool. Similar to like Assassin's Creed. Like every Assassin's Creed takes place in a different area, time period, and is starring a different character. And I think that's cool. We weren't under that understanding though as gamers. We thought that we're going to see Jin again. And I know that a lot of people are surprised that we don't see Jin again. And I don't know if that's a turnoff for a lot of gamers or not. But we're going to find out all of this once it comes out. Me personally, I don't think this game is going to do as good as Ghost of Tsushima. That's just my personal opinion. But I am interested how certain journalists are going to review this game, seeing as though that they have a character change. So, I've talked enough. Let's read the chat. How do you guys feel about this? What do you think? Mary Wilcox, thank you for that. That's the one thing I can agree with. Listen to this. Nobody's gonna go out of their way to purposely mess something up. That'd be stupid to fuck up your own money. But anything she say could fuck up people's reasoning to support this game. That's why we don't hear from her. It's almost like she doesn't exist anymore. If that is what had to happen to save this project, I agree with what Sony is doing. The fact that we don't even know she exists. Do you understand how crazy that is? We don't even know the actress exists anymore. That's what it took to save this project from the hate that we're already seeing. It's a crazy thing, but it happened. I think it'll do well. I don't think it's going to do better than Ghost of Tsushima. It'll do well in its own way. I don't know what that means. It's similar to like Assassin's Creed. People told me, oh, it's going to do good. But I was like, well, it needs to do better than that. You know, depending on how much money they pushed into this project, this game may need to do better than well to see a return. But I don't know. I just know that it looks like they're ready to talk more about this game. It looks like they're ready to show more about this game. And if I was Sony, I would hurry the fuck up. Well, I don't think she's willingly keeping quiet. I think people talk to her. It's similar to the Snow White situation. Disney people went out to literally talk to her and contact her and let her know to stop taking press events, stop speaking. So, like, this is not something that those types of people willingly understand they're causing problems. They don't understand that they're causing problems. And it takes someone from the company to reach out to them and let them know, hey, you're causing some problems. Do you remember Tom Holland, the young Spider-Man that we got years ago? And how he kept spoiling the plot to the Avengers movies? And people from Disney had to go out and talk to him about, you know, how to strategize during interviews and not don't allow the journalist to get you to divulge secrets about the movies. So even he had to be talked to. Some people just don't know how to talk publicly. So there's so many examples of actors that just are not good in interviews, or they cause trouble from promotions. Well, more so now this generation than, you know, years ago. Mary Wilcox, you said the game should be a success. It shouldn't have to outdo its predecessor. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's what sequels are about. They're about outdoing the original version. Like, what would Avengers Age of Ultron be if it didn't outdo the first movie? You know, like, that's just why they made the second movie, so they could make more money than the first. Like, that is what, you know, what they wanted. They wanted to make a bigger impact than the first Avenger. So, like, when you say stuff like that, Mary Wilcox, it's not honest. Like, you have to remember, people literally just told me 2 weeks ago that Assassin's Creed doesn't have to do 3 times as good as the other Assassin's Creed, which is what I prescribed for Ubisoft to make the money they needed to stay afloat and stay independent. But it didn't. And because it didn't, stocks fell. Tencent had to come out and try to save them. You know, developers are upset at Ubisoft. Gamers were misled. Now that we find out that, you know, influencers were paid a total of $2.1 million to, you know, hype up the game falsely. It's like, you know, like, you can't say that this doesn't matter. Like, oh, just, you know, it doesn't really matter how you release the game. Just release the game and everything will be all right. It's not. I'm literally trying to help you guys understand strategy-wise. It's not all about her. It's the fact that it's a race against time to bring this game out before the true hype of Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to kill this game. Just giving a release date, just opening the pre-orders would kill the hype for Ghost of Yotei. They also have pressure to be better than the first Ghost game. They have pressure to be better than Assassin's Creed Shadows when it comes to gameplay and graphics and shit like that. Like, there is a lot of pressure on this game. The actress attached to this game could add more pressure in the form of the anti-woke movement, which is very powerful now, as you know. Once a game is classified woke, it's very hard for it to see a financial success. Oh shit, any project these days. Nelson, what's going on, man? You say, I thought Assassin's Creed would sell 5 to 7 million in 1 month. I think they wanted 7 to 10. They got like 2 that don't pay for like the 3 of the game. Exactly, 1/3 of the game. And that's the thing. I was trying to tell a lot of people this, Nelson. If you want to jump in here, I'm not sure if you're at work, but I was trying to tell people that when you look at Assassin's Creed, right? Most people played it through Ubisoft Plus. And that means that Ubisoft isn't getting that $70. They want that $70. That's something that they desperately want. Actually, I saw one of my first advertisements for the Assassin's Creed Ubisoft Plus. And I think I can share that with you guys. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I'm like, where was it? It was right there in my face. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't really have to buy the Assassin's Creed game. You just get Ubisoft Plus either on, I think, Xbox or PC, and you're fucking straight. Now, on PlayStation, you had no choice. You had to buy the game. But on Xbox and PC, you had different methods of playing the game without paying for it. And this is an advertisement I saw. This is an advertisement I saw on my my YouTube today. So this is what it says. It says, play Assassin's Creed Shadows with Assassin's Creed Shadows now with Ubisoft Plus. Play the deluxe edition with Ubisoft Plus for $17.99 a month. Sponsored by Ubisoft. So I'll zoom in just in case you guys don't believe me. You can read that for as long as it takes you to sink it into your mind. You know, this is not the standard version of Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're giving them one of the most expensive versions of the game for $17.99 a month. And because so many gamers can run through a game in just a few weeks or maybe even less than that, then they would cancel their subscription after playing Assassin's Creed Shadows because, again, let's face it, Ubisoft isn't bringing out any other major titles this year. And then all they did, get this, is pay $17.99 for Assassin's Creed Shadows Deluxe instead of like $100 or something like that, whatever their asking price was. So they kind of fucked over Ubisoft, but Ubisoft was so desperate for their customers that they did that. And then they go online and talk about, hey, we have 3 million players. Yeah, You have 3 million players. You don't have 3 million paying customers. Because you knew that you could not convince anybody to pay for the game. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's right there in your face. It's a sad thing, man. This is what they're doing now. This is what they're doing. They're like, hey, just give us a little bit of money and play it. This is Xbox Game Pass all over again. We see how that shit turned out. Did not turn out very well for them. So what do you guys think? Let's go over the final thoughts. We're gonna ask a very complicated question. Okay. The question for the poll for today is, will Ghost of Yotei release before the Grand Theft Auto 6 release date is announced? It's a very important question, because the release date of Grand Theft Auto 6 being announced and pre-orders opening, casual gamers that may want to pick this game up may divert their money towards Grand Theft Auto 6 instead of Ghost of Yotei. I want to give you guys a strategic outcome that other content creators and journalists are not going to tell you. The reason why I'm doing this is so you're not blindsided by reality. And the reality is that Grand Theft Auto announcing something, or Rockstar announcing something about Grand Theft Auto 6 could kill this game. And that literally is all it takes. Because this game's financial success would depend on casual gamers picking this game up as well as hardcore gamers. Now, Sony has the hardcore gamers, but because a lot of hardcore gamers played and love Assassin's Creed Shadows, in their mind, they're going to wonder if they need to pick up another game. So that right there could impact a hardcore gamer and a casual gamer's judgment. Grand Theft Auto 6 hype, whether it's a release date reveal or pre-orders being announced, that could again make some gamers, casual or hardcore, divert their funds to Grand Theft Auto 6 instead of Ghost of Yotei. This is something you guys have to think about. Remember, Ghost of Yotei, just like Grand Theft Auto 6, doesn't have a release date, right? Yet. Pre-orders haven't opened yet. So Sony needs to get those two things out before Grand Theft Auto 6 gets those two things out to have a chance. And third, part one, the release date needs to be, and again, I know this is going to be a little tricky for Sony. They need to get this game out before Rockstar announces, the release date of Grand Theft Auto 6 for this game to have a chance. Again, game is similar to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know a lot of hardcore gamers. I know a lot of casual gamers picked up Assassin's Creed Shadows. Will they go out and pick up another game similar to that in the same year? I don't know. I'm leaning to no. But this is a game by Sony. That was a game by Ubisoft. This game is going to have to prove a couple of things visually and combat-wise. So that is something that they're going to have to do with this game. Story and character development are going to have to be good. This is a story of revenge. It's a very easy story to tell. But it is a story that they're going to have to innovate on. Because so many people have told stories of revenge. I think combat and weapons are going to be great. Graphics, like I said, graphics, combat, all of that stuff that you like in Assassin's Creed Shadows for Ghost of Yotei, I think it's going to be awesome. Sucker Punch is no, they're no noob. They're veterans of this. They know what the fuck they're doing. Promotion, don't know how you're going to promote the game. Because again, you're a race against time. So this game, if I'm not mistaken, this game would have to come out after Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 comes out at the end of June, if I'm not mistaken. So this game would have to come out in July or August. Grand Theft Auto is probably coming out sometime in October or November. Rockstar has confirmed that their release date information... Rockstar has confirmed that their release date information is going to be closer to when it releases. So all their promotion and stuff is going to be closer to when the game releases. So that may be a good chance for Ghost of Yotei to not be impacted by Grand Theft Auto hype. But Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the legacy of Ghost of Tsushima, those are the things that this game has to surpass. Grand Theft Auto, it's not going to do shit with that. But at least Ghost of Tsushima and Assassin's Creed Shadows, it has to be better than those games in certain areas. It just has to convince casual gamers and some hardcore casual gamers to pick up another game that is similar to a previous game that just released. That is something that has to happen this year. Well, that's the only real chance this game has, Lucci, so that's a good thing. I did remember that. So that's one of the only good things about Ghost of Yotei, that Grand Theft Auto won't have like a long, drawn-out promotion. What's going on, Stardust? How you doing, man? Well, that'll be a good thing. Again, let's be optimistic about this. This game needs to release before the second trailer. So if Grand Theft Auto is going to come out in November and the second trailer comes out in the beginning of September, then this game has to come out before September. This game has to come out in August. In my personal opinion, August at the latest. Because I don't know what's happening in September. What mystery games will be revealed during the summer game festivals. So we don't know. But it would be, I think, a good safe spot would be August. Don't know when in August. The beginning, the middle, or the end. But I think August. Because as far as like just a traffic jam of first party titles, I think that Death Stranding... Where is the pre-orders? Let's go take a look at the pre-orders real quick. That's funny. The pre-orders right now You got Forza Horizon 5, Indiana Jones, Forza Horizon 5, Indiana Jones. That's what it looks like right now. So Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, the sequel to Death Stranding, is coming out towards the end of June. That is June 24th, 2025. So Ghost of Yotei, July or August? July or August. But it doesn't need to be anywhere in September, and definitely not in October. But this game needs to come out in July or August. It cannot come out anywhere near Grand Theft Auto. And I know Sony is smart. I know these guys are smart. If they can get this game out by July or August, they will. If not, we won't get the information when we need. This is something I've analyzed for years now, and that leads to a delay. So Ghost of Yotei needs to have a steady stream of information every 2 weeks after the next gameplay reveal or pre-order opening or release date reveal. That like every 2 weeks you have to kind of steadily remind people that the game exists. Right? That's just something that you need to do. Because again, it's getting crowded this year. I know we say this every year, but it's getting fucking crowded. Ghost of Yotei and Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, that's a beautiful sight. Seen beautiful pictures in my life, but nothing as beautiful as that. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that. Starfield. This game has to release before Grand Theft Auto starts any of their marketing. Yeah, Carson. Yeah, I think strategically we're all in accordance. It releases before Grand Theft, and that would have to be towards the edge of summer. That would be anywhere between the end of July or by the end of August. By the end of August, but not anywhere in September. Again, promotions have to be done for this game. Marketing has to be done. Preview phase has to be done for journalists and content creators to play the game and say good stuff about it. Reviews have to be done. Then, after the game is in people's hand and people are loving it and enjoying it, 2 to 3 weeks after the game has already been out on the market, that's when we get information about Grand Theft Auto, roughly around the end of September, and then the game comes out like the early part. Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out at least the early part of November or the end of October, and then we're good. You know, I think we're good. Because I feel like Rockstar knows they don't have to do a long drawn out marketing because everybody knows about Grand Theft. And once it's time to go give them the money, people just gonna fucking do it. Like, people cover Grand Theft Auto like crack right now. Like, they cover that game like they don't even have to be paid. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Rockstar's 100% correct about that. Like, they don't have to do a crazy promotion for this game, you know, because everybody knows it. You know, Ghost, everybody knows it. They do, but this is a new protagonist. It's a new setting, and you know, it's just, you know, because you're going to be able to play as a female this time around. It is very similar to another samurai game that recently came out, which was Assassin's Creed Shadows. So it will have some sort of comparisons. So this is really fucking crazy. That's a beautiful fucking picture. Damn, that's a sexy ass picture. God damn, look at that shit. Look at that. That is nice. Ghosts of Yotei. Let's go see what their page looks like. Okay. I think the artwork is pretty much the same. I like the artwork. I like the box art. I think it's dope. Got Mount Yotei in the back. You got the main character, Atsu. Her name's not very difficult to pronounce, even if you fuck it up like myself. Her starting armor looks really good. It's nothing too crazy. I like her hat and stuff. I think that's dope. She's surrounded by multiple samurai swords of her defeated foes. She has a list of the people that she's going after on that little band right there, that rag. So that's dope. Again, all of this, one second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. God damn. Disturbances. Okay. So, based on, and I know there's a good amount of people that either played Assassin's Creed Shadows or really, really like it, but did not play or buy it. What do you need from a Ghost of Yotei for you to justify picking up the game? What would it take for you to buy this game? Are you buying it for name recognition, or does this game have to check some boxes during its next gameplay trailer? Now, I will say one thing. If Ghost of Yotei is not able to release before Grand Theft Auto's announcements are ready, then it will get delayed. If we don't see this game come out by July or August, then it's getting delayed until next year. That's just what's gonna happen. They may put another game in its place. We just don't know, but I don't see Sony like going head to head with Grand Theft Auto, because very similar to Monster Hunter Wilds, that game is going to be very beneficial to selling gaming consoles. Now, when people buy a console for Grand Theft Auto 6, they are definitely going to spend a good amount of time on Grand Theft Auto 6 in the first at least 2 to 3 months. At least 2 to 3 months. And then they will wander around and pick up some other games, right? That's maybe when Ghost of Yotei will be around. Maybe March or April of 2026. That Ghost of Yotei will be right there ready for people to pick it up. That's just probably is going to happen. The worst case scenario is they don't give us a release date and they don't open the pre-orders before July or August. And that would lead me to believe that they know they have to delay this game. We know how it is. We know that September is not a place where Sony likes to put their games out, because other big third-party titles normally come out at the end of the year, and then you have to go head-to-head with your partners. You know, Sony is partners with some of these big third-party developers. These games help sell PlayStation 5s. So they definitely don't want to go head-to-head with Rockstar when that game is already going to sell PlayStation 5s. Interesting. This is a really interesting thing. I think it's going to be solid as of right now. And that's only because I don't know a lot. You know, I read a lot today. I understand it's a story of revenge. I know things are going to be enhanced in gameplay and elements and, you know, animations and stuff like that. I know, but sadly for other consumers, it takes a lot, right? Like, they can't do the same shit Assassin's Creed Shadows does. They have to go above and beyond that for other individuals to justify a purchase. Oh yeah, Mass Effect. We're familiar with their legacy, but a lot of other casual gamers that may have recently became PlayStation fans or gamers, they're not very familiar with them, so they may need more convincing in order to spend $70 again on another samurai game in the same year. Let's go take a look at the trailer again.
We are beyond the edge of Japan. People come north to disappear. But you are hunting. And now, every Ronin here is after you. Still think you're the hunter?
Yeah, that's hype. I'm trying to look up a little bit of history of what happened at around that time. It seems like power changed, like who was in charge. It changed around that year. But this game takes place before. This game takes place before like a Rise of the Ronin events. So yeah. Rise of Ronins was around the 1800s. This was the 1600s. No. Let me see the specific. Oh, hold on. That's a specific date. Yeah, right here, Mount Yotei. They say in 1603, the Japanese had a small outpost in the tip of the southernmost peninsula of Hokkaido, primarily used for trade with the Ainu, with some armed conflict escalating over time. Oh, this dude breaks down what happened out there around this time period. At the beginning of the Edo period, when the game takes place, it was populated by indigenous people. That's a good read. I'm going to share this with you guys. That's a good read. Now we know that Ghost of Tsushima was based on real events, but again, modified for game purposes. But I think they did a really good job with it. Yeah, Rise of the Ronin was in the mid 1800s. This takes place about 200 years before that, or more than 200 years before that. I don't know, man. If I'm accurately predicting this, I think they're ready to bring it out. I think that, you know, Sucker Punch had a lot of time to cook. You know, they learned a lot from Ghost of Tsushima. I would assume that they also learned a lot about, you know, from Ubisoft when it comes to what not to do when it comes to, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think you got a hit on your hand here. I can't wait to learn more. I can't wait. Oh, today is Tuesday. This is like the PlayStation Plus day, isn't it? Where we get like games and stuff. I kind of don't even pay attention to that shit anymore. What do we get? Is this is the game catalog? Oh, okay, that's the game catalog. Oh, this is the monthly games. Oh shit, we got the RoboCop game. I'm a sucker for detail. Why not? Yeah, this looks fucking good. Looks like a good shooter. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I already purchased that and platinumed it when it came out. When this game goes on sale, I'm going to be right there for it. I'm going to be right there for this. I wanted to play this RPG for a long time. I just don't know when I will. I'll pick it up on sale, but I don't know when I'm gonna get around to it. But this shit looks fun. I played the demo. It was definitely interesting. Oh man, yeah, it looks good. This looks good. Like a nice, good PS2 era game. Look like I have a good amount of fun with this. There's a mana game too that I have to make sure is on my list. There it is, Visions of Mana. Yep, still $60. I think Xbox had the marketing for this one. Okay. I'm gonna watch that. I don't give a fuck. That's gonna be some fucking dope ass shit. Save this. I'm watching this. That's gonna be fun. Fucking legend. Rise of the Ronin PC port baffling performance. What the fuck? I've seen some high level PC gamers play this game and no one bitches about it. But I'm interested. Rise of the Ronin PC, too heavy for PC for limited visual return. Well, that's their fault. I don't know if that's true or not. Nintendo should definitely be ready to put on their big boy pants. Dead ass serious. They're so kiddie. They're so kiddie. I'm so ready for them to grow up just a little bit. Just a little bit, man. Oh yeah, that's right. We did get another Xbox game, that High on Life game. Wait up, did I ever play that? Hell no. Hold on. Didn't I could have swore I had downloaded this fucking game. Yes, I did. Big shout out to Nintendo for reminding me I had an Xbox game that I didn't play. Damn, I forgot all about that shit. Okay, go. You said Assassin's Creed Shadows is 30 years before Yotei. Okay. So was Nobunaga born then, or was he about to be born? History like that is fucking dope. Alexander Clifton, what's going on, man? How you doing? I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people were pretty upset to find out that we're not gonna be playing this gen this time around. This gets automatically added to the backlog. And where the fuck is High on Life? That damn game was hiding from me. Okay. Okay. I know I didn't have High on... Yep, because I have 40 games in my backlog. And High on Life was not in that backlog. Okay. So now I got 42 games. Okay. Damn. I got a lot of fucking games. Either ones I want to finish, platinum, or just start. And then I got my Japanese JRPGs over here. Where that other one at? Oh, I know it's at. There it is. Yep. I beat this. It was a really good game. Ender Magnolia. Yeah, that was really good. Underrated. Pac-Man World. I already know that's gonna be in the backlog. Trinity Trigger. I finally picked that up. Finally. It's gonna be in JRPGs. Yep, Pac-Man was not over here. There's so many games that I have installed. Some are from PlayStation Plus that I haven't started that weren't in my backlog. That's why sometimes I gotta refine this shit. Okay, I think I've updated it enough. Now, is Rise of the Ronin in the backlog? No. It should be, though. It has to be, because I'm not always going to play it, but I do want to beat it. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, Plus giving us a lot of shit. I'm really starting to see some of these games I haven't played or haven't picked up, and they're here. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is a great game. I'm glad I finished it when I did. I just don't have the platinum, but I'm like 80s. I think it's 80% done the trophy, the platinum. It's crazy. Yeah, I heard really good things about Shadows having good destruction. Let's see. Okay, so Nintendo's event starts at 9 in the morning. We normally go live at 11 in the morning. I think the earliest we ever went live was 10. that means I'm definitely gonna have to get everything out the way tonight in preparation for tomorrow. It shouldn't be that difficult, but let me go see when the last time we covered Nintendo. We covered them a while, not too long ago. Live streams. We covered Nintendo not too long ago. Maybe like a month or so ago. We covered them right before. There we go. We covered them right before the Xbox green alert stream. And we covered them in this red alert stream for Nintendo. So we'll probably be using the same thumbnail. Because we're not going to do we're probably not going to need to do another red alert for Nintendo outside of this one. So we'll do another red alert Nintendo stream, Nintendo Switch 2 stream for tomorrow. And probably use the same shit. Might switch it up a little bit. And then that'll be it. Yeah, that'll be it. We probably use the same thumbnail.
Join Buffalo Wild Wings.
Let me see what layout we used. I think we used a different layout.
That's that new guy energy.
Oh, he's back.
God damn it! Fucking advertisement shit! Y'all be seeing, I know y'all deal with the advertisement shit. I'll be dealing with that shit too. Okay, so we just had a wide overview. We had a wide overview layout. I think we're not going to do that one. I think what we're going to do is, let's see, we have a red alert stream, but I'm not going to be using that because it's more so for the PlayStation red alerts. What we'll probably use is the new red 2022 layout. Yeah, we'll probably use this one. PSL OG Showcase Layout 2023. Fuck no. We haven't used that in years. We don't have a dedicated Nintendo one at all. Yeah, we're not gonna be using a red alert one because this one's really reserved for like, well, it's reserved for red alerts, but we're doing more of a review stream. So that's a good idea. I would need to have that in the backlog. I have the whole thing set up. Okay. What's this? JTech Plays? Okay. I don't know. I think we're gonna have it this way. We're gonna have it this way, but I'm gonna have a different, like, little avatar in the corner, and then the corner pocket is gonna look the same, but it's gonna have Nintendo Switch 2. I'm thinking hard about maybe picking up the Nintendo Switch. I am, definitely. Yeah, thinking about it. There's some things I need, and we're gonna see if those things are met. Highly doubt that, but we can only hope and dream. Yeah, we'll hope and dream that everything's good tomorrow. I think for the majority of viewers of the Switch, that show is automatically going to be like the Game of the Year show. I'm actually going to try to generate a new avatar for the purposes of tomorrow's stream, so I can roll one on my first try. Be nice. Well, that looks lame. Well, it's going to take a couple rolling, but we'll see what we do. Well, I might have Mario in the fucking corner. Who knows? We're going to try to do something nice. We're probably going to have the full screen set up just so that we can have everything visible for you and me. So we can see everything and nothing's being covered up so much. So that's probably what we're going to do tomorrow. I have no idea if any other PlayStation Legion members are going to be up that early. We're going to start early and we're going to get up out of there early. We're going to make sure that it is strictly just a Nintendo Switch 2 coverage. The live stream is going to be 60 minutes long. That's what we're getting. And then probably, I'll say about maybe an hour or two of analyzing all that information. Maybe give me 2 hours after that. So we'll probably be doing a 3-hour live stream tomorrow from 10 to 1, right? 10, 11, 12. Yeah, from 10 to 1. And we get hopefully I can get the fuck out of there at 1 p.m. That gives me enough time after the initial stream for other information to come out from other developers. Just in case we do need to get that. So it's a whole new dynamic of the gaming scene is coming out tomorrow. A whole new dynamic. It's gonna be fucking crazy. Any games you guys are excited about seeing tomorrow besides obviously Mario or Mario Kart? Yeah, I'm thinking about paying for the YouTube Premium. I'm not sure if it gives any other benefits, but I am thinking about it. Yeah, me either. I have not played the DLC for Final Fantasy 16. multitasking like a motherfucker. Yeah, no. Sucks that I gotta pay for no ads. I just don't feel like having multiple subscriptions, and I already have too many. Yeah, one of the things I'm very interested in, obviously we can only do somewhat, or so much was done with Dreams. But I would really love to see, if it's even possible, what Dreams, what Mario looks like in Unreal. Although I've seen it, but I don't know if they would ever partner with somebody using Unreal Engine to make a Mario game. Yes, I know it's the modern thing to do, and some developers do it, but I don't see them doing that anytime soon. I'm gonna go to my backlog page, and I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to pick out a game that you might want to see me play for the last 30 minutes to an hour. And then I'm gonna get up on out of here and prepare, the stream and everything, because I do want it to be good. I want to have a good thumbnail, but I do want to have the red alert thumbnail, because tomorrow is a red alert. If any time there was a red alert, it would have to be tomorrow. We have a brand new console that's gonna be hopefully fully revealed tomorrow, with gameplay and things for 60 minutes. That's a long ass stream. So after that stream, people may be saying Nintendo is taking over. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind. You're going to hear that a lot. Nintendo won 2025. I got a lot of fucking games. And so, bro, I can't tell you how many games on the backlog list I haven't really stepped into that well. Like, let me say, Sanuka of Rice and Ruin. I really love what that game is. I just haven't had enough time to play that a lot. Let's see, Destroy All Humans. I gotta go buy that. It was on Plus, but they took both of them off of Plus. So now I gotta go. Let me see. I gotta go buy that shit. It was marked down too. So now now I gotta go buy that shit again, bro. That shit, wow. I'll not buy it again, but I gotta go buy it, cause I didn't finish it when it was on Plus. What is it? Catalog. So they took it off Plus catalog. Tinykin, that game started on Xbox. It came over here. I haven't had time to play that. Achilles, I purchased that and never got time to play it. Legend of Mana, I've not got time to play that. I don't even think I started that one. Daxter, I started, but I do want to finish that. Power Rangers, I did like one level, and I purchased it, did one level, and just didn't, Let's see. Resident Evil 2. I think I ended up purchasing. Did I purchase it? Yes, I did end up purchasing Resident Evil 2. So I own Resident Evil 2, the remake, but I have not started it yet. Shenmue is purchased. Let me see. Is it purchased? Shenmue is also purchased. Have not started that yet. And I have 1 and 2. Shenmue 1 and 2. Pac-Man World, I've been wanting that for a while. High on Life, I wanted to start and get that for a while. Now I got RoboCop. This is my backlog. 44 games now. We still have other games I did start. Darksiders, I've started multiple times and then stopped, but never really got far. But I always wanted to get farther. I just haven't had the time. I want to get out of this stuck spot in Dragon Age Inquisition so I can return to the main line in the main game, and I don't know how to. I think I got to some DLC island or some shit, and I don't know how to fucking leave. But there's a dragon on the island that I think that I have to beat, but I don't know. Sleeping Dogs, I played the introduction, but I haven't got farther than that. Evil West, always wanted to play that and just haven't had the time to. So, it's so much. It's so many games. Yeah, so many games. Hey, it's Brian. What's going on, Brian? I wouldn't know which game to play, even if I was to dip my foot on something else. But I really don't want to. Like, I want to finish Rise of Ronin after my platinum run for Monster Hunter. I want to finish Rise of Ronin. I want to get back into Jedi Survivor. And then I want to just spread out to some of the other games that I'm either halfway done or almost done. Like Astrobot, which I don't know how I got halfway in and then I just stopped playing. And it's not like me for a game like that, but I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, that was crazy. Tekken 8, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, it's so many, you know? And I got a lot of time in those games. Invested a lot of time in those games. So, this is my 2025 backlog. I got a good strategy for some of the games. Again, I've been chopping away at Rise of the Ronin and also really enjoying it. So I hope to finish that this month of April and then bounce back to Jedi Survivor. Yeah. There'll be some other like quick games that I might just go in and just run through and get out the way, but I don't know which of those it might be. It might have to be the Tourist, just so I can get that shit off the list. Like Evo Land as well. I've been in the middle of that shit for years. I got a crazy backlog, man. Crazy ass backlog. Yeah, no, man. Like the backlogs are fucking crazy. I don't know if mine's the worst or the best, but my shit's crazy. Bro, why y'all? I told y'all to stop putting y'all shit on private. That's an easy way not to get added. I'm letting y'all know, if somebody send me a friend request and your shit is entirely private, you will not get added. I'm not adding anybody with their shit on private. That shit is sus. Sorry. You cannot do that. Not if you send me a friend request. That is weird. I don't care about how many trophies you got. You got your shit on private. You trying to hide something. Maybe it's Game Pass. I don't know. Oh, that's another one. Cyberpunk. I gotta get back on fucking Cyberpunk. I dipped my foot in there last week. Forgot how overpowered I was. But yeah, I want to get back on Cyberpunk and just run through that story. So I'm thinking like after Rise of the Ronin. Because today, to be honest, I want to do another stream for Rise of the Ronin. And in this stream, I'm just going to go clean up the map best I can. Don't know when I'm going to do that stream, but it is 2 o'clock right now, and I want to, conserve my time. I want to thank everybody for coming out today and watching the stream. As far as the rest of the stream is concerned, we're about to cut this shit off. I gotta mentally prepare. I have to prepare the live streams. I have to go do the thumbnail and what our layout is going to be for the stream UI. Because because I want to do something a little special for that. And I'm messing around with some stuff too, some other stuff. Let's see. Damn. That shit about to be dope. Okay, everybody. We had a great time. Hopefully we talked about Ubisoft for the last time. Other information will come out. You know, this is how it is. They don't want to give too much information. Then some people will like dump all their stocks and then they'll go completely bankrupt overnight. And that's not their intention. So that's not what they were trying to do. So with that being said, I'm gonna go watch some anime. You're gonna see me on Monster Hunter. Oh, before I go, I want to give you guys a visual update on my Monster Hunter trophy grind. Now, when it comes to Monster Hunter, the crowns are much easier this time around. Like, you can see right here, I got majority of all the crowns that I need for the platinum. So I'm missing these crowns. I'm missing a large and a small from him. That's 1 and 2. A large and a small from him. A small and a small from those two. That's 4, 5, and 6. That's it. I'm missing only 6 gold crowns. So I'm probably going to attempt to get some help from the Facebook community. They've actually been very helpful. If you need any help and you got a game that's pretty big like Monster Hunter has multiple Facebook communities, and people actually will, you give them your information, they will add you on PSN and help you and shit. So I think many fucking years ago, I got some much needed co-op help for, I don't think it was Facebook, it was somewhere else, but a much needed co-op help for somebody online. Helped me with the DLC. One of the bosses of this fire motherfucker that was in the church on Bloodborne the Old Hunters DLC, and he helped me with that boss, and I'm always thankful. So yeah, but I'm going to need a special investigation for some of the monsters for the small crowns. I think the large crowns are going to actually be easier to hunt down because there's a greater chance to get a large crown if you go after the temperate monsters. But yeah, I'm just missing 6 crowns. So I was able to actually get the crowns out the way in record time compared to Monster Hunter World. So after this, I just have to get the trophy for doing 100 missions with my cat deployed and accumulate 30 whopper fish captures. I think I got 8 of those so far. And that's it. That's the last 4 trophies. And then I'll have the platinum for Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds has this brand new update this Friday. So we're going to see how that's going to be. But yep, it's gonna be interesting. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We're aiming for a stream at 9 o'clock. Everything should be set up by tonight. So if you are up at 9 o'clock and you want to tune in, you can. We will be live between 9 a.m. and we'll be logging off around 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay? It was nice seeing you guys. Nice talking to you guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning.